Hey, welcome all you Forex trading aficionados. Tom here, your chief dealer. Just going to give you a couple of announcements. Some wild things are going to be happening soon in the Forex markets. I'm really excited about that. Trump is making some cabinet picks and filling some administrative positions. And then the most important one that I was looking for was who he's going to pick for Treasury. And the rumor is, I believe that it's happening. It's Scott Bessent. He is an incredible pro advocate for cryptocurrencies. He's a brilliant man. You should look him up if you don't know who he is. Incredible track record, and really is. The Fed we might have a problem with the Federal Reserve might have a problem with this guy. He is basically interested in actually looking at the role of the Federal Reserve and how it affects the U.S. Itself. If you want to read a really good book about the Federal Reserve, it's called the Creature from Jekyll Island. It's a great book. It basically says how the Federal Reserve came into being, and how the U.S. income tax was implemented in 1913 in the dead of night, and it was really used as a means of grifting the public to pay certain private banks for their expertise in the economy. But it's a really good book. I would suggest that you check it out. But I'm going to be putting up the daily analysis today, but we're going to be having some pretty interesting movements with these cabinet picks, and it's going to shake up the marketplace. Right now, as it stands, as I'm looking at the market, I would be thinking that the U.S. dollar itself is going to regain a strong foothold again. Perhaps euro dollar is going to start to trade back lower, maybe towards. Now, I'm talking about this is long term. Okay, things can change. So, I hate putting out like forecasts because things do change. However, as it stands right now, 7:06 in the morning on the 12th, we are, euro dollar's heading down towards, almost parity again. So we got another 500 points to go, but it's heading towards 1-to-1. Sterling dollar's heading back down towards that 110 level, $1.10 a pound, and dollar yen is in an upward swing. It needs to take out the current high on the year. Obviously, hasn't done that, but it's things are looking good for the U.S. dollar to retain its global presence in the world. Maybe it will not be. I used to describe the dollar as the tallest midget in the world because really all the other fiat currencies itself were just the same. We're basically all the same. Same old crap that's happening, same old BS policies that have been in place to keep the global cadre in power. And, they were doing everything they could just to keep the status quo. But there's some major changes happening in the world. And there's a rise where people have had enough. And I understand that, it's been very difficult for people. That's why Forex trading was always a great little outlet so that you could make some extra money on the side if you knew what you were doing. That's for sure. But we got to keep our eyes on this gentleman, Bessent. He's a very interesting character. Like I said, he's pro cryptocurrency. So I would think that means that I'm going to have to start to track currencies that I never heard of before, um, and I always kind of thought like, oh, this is kind of nonsense, like Bitcoin, and I made the biggest mistake when I saw Bitcoin years ago, and it was, I don't know, I think it was $230 a coin. I was like, you got to be crazy. I mean, what does it mean? I didn't know. I didn't understand anything about these cryptocurrencies. Um, when I started doing research, I'm really late to the party. What is Bitcoin now? 88,000, 90,000. I don't even know what it's trading. I think it was the last I saw it was trading at 88,000. So I really have to do analysis on that, and I really have to start tracking some, cryptocurrencies. If any of you guys are crypto fanatics, please help me out. Tell me what ones are ones that I should be looking at. You know, um, I'm going to tell you. Just the other day, my girl bought Doge. She said, "But they're going to buy this Dogecoin." I'm like, Doge. I've heard of it because I know that Elon Musk has mentioned it or mentioned that he's going to be part of the Department of Governmental Efficiency or something like that. So, I mean, that's why he calls it Doge, and he's also been involved with this coin with a dog on it, you know, uh, for a long time, and the thing rallied, and people made millions of dollars off of this thing, and I have no idea what it was. So she bought it at, I think she said she went long at 16 cents, and she didn't buy much. She bought like 5,000 US worth of it. This shit's worth almost like 9 grand now, or 8 grand or something. It's up to like 30 some odd cents. I think 32 cents was the last time I looked at it. I said, this is madness, man. I mean, I'm struggling. I'm not fighting to make 50 pips, 60 pips, 80 pips, right? And she's buying this like crazy cryptocurrency and it's rallying. So I now have to do technical analysis on Doge for her. I told her that right now, as it stands, Doge is going to have resistance at 40, 45, 46 cents. Then there's another resistance level at Doge at like 50, 55, 54 cents. Support should now be like 28 cents if it's truly in an upward movement. So, I mean, these are some of the things that I want to, start covering. Please let me know in the comments, like what cryptocurrencies are ones that should be covered, because you'll help me out with the, instead of like me bugging through, like going, I know there's a lot of them, but I think a lot of them aren't like just viable. What about Litecoin? I know Ethereum is popular. I know that, of course, Bitcoin is popular. But I'm going to need some help with that. So I'm just letting you know that the daily analysis for the fiat currencies is coming up. We have the news that Scott Bassett is going to be the head of Treasury. That's an important thing for all cryptocurrencies. It's also kind of a scary thing for the Federal Reserve. And it's going to be really a lot of fun, I would say, in the next year is going to be a lot of fun. Just thinking about Trump battling the lamestream media. That's going to be fun. Then we're going to get all these appointments that he's going to be putting in that are basically really kind of revolutionary in their thinking about how to try to break away from the status quo. And currency markets are going to be wild. Gold is going to be interesting. I implore you to go look at my gold analysis. I did that on October 14th. It's been holding up really well, and I'm not really one known to track gold, and I'm gonna have to add gold to the repertoire too, because a lot of people are wondering what's happening with gold. Just a brief idea of it, if all the energy policies, which I'm sure that are going to be implemented on day one, whereas Anwar gets opened up again in Alaska for oil exploration and drilling, and then the fracking gets turned up, and we're talking about Keystone Pipeline going to be opened. The U.S. is going to become a net exporter of natural gas. The Europeans have already responded saying that they're going to buy natural gas and energy from the United States rather than Russia. So inflation is going to be tamped down. It's not going to happen immediately, but it's going to slowly start coming back down, because energy is everything. In order to grow food, you need nitrate. nitrogen, and nitrogen's coming from the byproduct of, fracking, and that's going to lower, fertilizer cost, and that's going to help the U.S. farmers, and that's going to help bring down food costs and get everything back down to normal. I mean, some of the things that are happening here in the States, uh, just insane. Um, I think Al Capone said it best. Al Capone, the great gangster, the guy that was smuggling in alcohol, he said, "I'm in the wrong racket. I should have been in the milk racket. There was more money in milk than there was in alcohol, and he could have stayed kind of, you know, within the limits of the law." He always said that. He's like, there was more money in milk, and you look at the price of a gallon of milk. It's as much as the price of a gallon of gasoline. So and it's probably going to stay there. It's probably, it's going to come down a little bit, but gas is going to go a lot lower than the price of milk in the up and coming months. So we're going to have a wild ride. I hope that you stay with me for it. I think we're gonna have a good time. Please head on over to Park Avenue Trading, get yourself a free ebook, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. So I'm gonna have that daily analysis up for you in about 20 minutes. Cheers.